What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I'm about to go see if my lawnmower will still start after a long winter in the shed, in the breeze shed, that is. Of course, I've had the battery on a battery tender, like a good lawn person. I don't gardener. So fingers crossed that the gas hasn't turned completely bad and I can get my lawn mowed. But I wanted to talk about one last topic here on the school week, work week, and that is Disney officially now unveils the new, quote, inclusion key for theme park cast member training. Now, we know, I guess I don't know what order I'm uploading these in, but we saw earlier today that a Disney executive literally admitted that they turned down excellent programming because it wasn't checking enough boxes, which I would argue that it leads me to believe that they have chosen to provide substandard programming simply because it does. You know, the world is not a vacuum. Many of these concepts that executives push and morons on Twitter push might work in a vacuum, like socialism, but it doesn't work in real life. Disney Park Experiences and Producers Chairman Josh D. Who Cares officially unveiled the new inclusion key to the public on April 13th. Writing a blog, by the way, this is Bounding into Comics. Writing a post in the official Disney Parks blog, we want our guests to see their own backgrounds and traditions reflected in the stories, experiences, and products they encounter in interactions in Disney. And we want our cast members and future cast members to feel a sense of belonging at work. Like the 4 keys before them, the 5 keys with inclusion at the heart will continue to guide us as we interact with guests, collaborate together, create new generation of Disney products and promotions. I wonder which key is the one that opens the concentration camps in China. I assume it has some sort of key. Inclusion is essential to our culture and leads us forward as we continue to realize our rich legacy of engaging storytelling, exceptional service, and Disney magic. Now, of course, inclusion, we know, does not mean diversity of thought. It just means that you have a varying skin colors who all agree on the exact same thing. Quote, the 4 keys refer to a Disney training philosophy in which show theme park cast members are trained to prioritize key elements: safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency in that order, to ensure the theme park guests enjoy their experience. Now, in promotion of their new inclusivity, I don't care, pointed to how the company would be reimagining our attractions to be more inclusive, like upcoming enhancements to the Jungle Cruise and new adventures with Princess Tiana, and celebrating the diverse and inspiring stories of our cast and fans. Yes, this all sounds good, but what does this look like in practice? Well, it's going to extend to the actual cast members themselves. The policies will guide how our cast members show up for work. Our new approach provides greater flexibility with respect to forms of personal expression surrounding, hilariously first, gender-inclusive hairstyles, jewelry, nail styles, and costume choices, and allowing appropriate visible tattoos. I imagine they won't allow any religious ones. I'm just guessing. We're updating them to not only remain relevant in today's workspace, but to allow our cast members to better express their cultures and individuality at work. I can't wait for all the BLM masks at the nacho stands in Disneyland where I'm paying $13 for nachos. Moving forward, we believe our cast, who is at the center of the magic in our lives, can provide the best Disney's legendary guest service. In conclusion of the announcement, he promised fans that this is just the beginning as we continue to work toward a world where we all belong. This type of stuff, what's interesting to me is this type of stuff always comes off as weirdly propagandic. And, you know, I agree that, how do I say, you know, your employees should be able to have whatever hairstyle they want as long as it's not like I suppose, distracting in some rare cases. They should be able to have tattoos, again, as long as they are inoffensive. But the problem is, this is why I am still a very firm believer in workplace dress code. When I last managed people, it was a big annoyance for me that the CEO was against the dress code. I wanted all of my employees, men and women, to dress professionally. They all made almost $100,000 a year. They could buy some nice clothes. But he thought it was cool and hip to let them come in looking like they rolled in out of bed. And then when we would have clients show up at the office, he hoped they thought, oh, these are just some quirky millennials who are dressing, who don't give, who are just cool and hip and buy expensive coffee and all wear glasses even though they don't need them. I don't like that environment, because it creates loopholes and it creates issues. If you don't have a standard for dresses, for example, I literally had to reprimand a male employee, one of my own male employees, because his shirts were too short. And I lovingly already referred to him as Baby Gap, but he didn't wear somebody, I don't know who, complained. Then, of course, with girls, you have the skirts that are too short or too low cut. These are all conversations that now you have to have when you don't mandate a dress code. I'm not saying everyone should be wearing a three-piece suit, but I'm saying that some minimum standards on how people dress at work is totally reasonable. Now, at Disney, I know that they have famously strict stance here, and that's fine, opening that up. But ultimately, what this is, what is this? It's Disney virtue signaling. Are you saying that now employees can have long fingernails? What exactly is a gender-inclusive hairstyle? I'm curious. Let's speculate what that might be. What were they prohibiting before? Was it long hair for men, short hair for women? What exactly was the Disney way in terms of their hairstyles? Or are they saying that their male employees can wear wigs? I don't even know what this means. Nail styles? What? What does that even mean? If your nails are so long that you can't type the keys on your register effectively, that's a problem. If your nails are gross and unkempt and yucky looking, that's a problem too. So I don't know exactly what inclusive nail styles mean. I assume large fake nails this means, large acrylics. I don't really know. And appropriate visible tattoos. Well, I don't really know exactly what that means. But the inclusion key is hilarious to me, given exactly what we know about Disney. We know they aren't inclusive of thought. In their very first picture here, they've got an LGBTQ Mickey Mouse and 3 princesses and, I don't know, fat people. Is that what this is supposed to be? I legitimately think they're showing that they're trying to say, like, hey, there's some fat people that work here and a wheelchair person with a dog. Let me tell you, as a fat person, I don't find the existence of other fat people comforting. I don't find it doesn't make me more likely to spend more money. So I don't even understand what on God's green earth this even means. We all know that they're updating their rides because some of the stuff is outdated. I actually I understand that. Look, you made a ride. What was it? Splash Mountain. That's the big one. Splash Mountain was made 100 years ago. There are some, I don't know, outdated tropes in it. So redoing that, I suppose, is fine. Was it hurting anybody? It seems unlikely, but I don't know. I mean, I would be more worried about getting people to go back into your park after what you did to conservatives, and how you showed that you don't care how the sausage is made, just as long as you get those sweet China bucks. This is the hilarious hypocrisy that I'm always talking about with Walt Disney Company. Some of the products they make are amazing in entertainment, but the fact that they are just so clearly biased and so clearly they don't care about diversity and inclusion, because if they did, they would say, you know what, we don't need that money from China as long as they're going to continue to use 9-year-olds to make our stuffed animals, or or they're going to put camps for a certain group of people, or we're going to thank the people that run those camps when we film Mulan there. This only is PR speak for woke leftists who will retweet it and say that Disney is awesome, because that's what the new left does. They worship corporations. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.